Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. We are again talking single eyeshadows because it's what gives me the most joys these days. So I thought I would share with you the fall inspired palette that I put together, BYOP if you wanna call it like that, with some eyeshadows that, I don't know, inspire me in this time, as well as things I wanted to use more. I have pressed some of my latest Tammy Tanuka pigments that I bought, and I hadn't been using them because they were together in like a special eyeshadow palette that I didn't have any matte. It wasn't a color store, it was just, I can show you, it was just like this, just a bunch of special shades together, and I wasn't really using it, so I said, okay, let me put them together in a fall palette that I can use and then test the eyeshadows, enjoy the quality and the textures, because that is what my last order from Tammy Tanuka is mainly neutrals with a lot of different textures. I was looking for something that was as interesting and special as the Clionadh Cosmetics glitter multichromes, for example, that I love, but in more neutral everyday shades for me. So that is what I did, and here is what the palette looks like. I wanted to go, I mean, my fall colors are the olive greens, the military greens, and I wanted to encompass a little bit also of a warm brown together with some of the yellows, but more the grungy yellows, and a little bit more of a unique green, a less unique green, but a darker and a very dark brown is always there. So these are the shadows, and I am wearing them today, especially like this corner, but it's these three, and this one right here, and this one right here, and this one in the inner corner that I'm wearing today. And I already made a few looks. You're gonna see them on my Instagram when I talk about the palette, and I'm gonna show you the looks that I created with it, because that was the idea, just put together a palette that I'm happy to grab and use on a, I'm gonna say regular basis because I'm not wearing makeup daily, but a constant in my videos is lipstick on my teeth apparently. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's start with the swatches. I'm gonna start with the way I put them together, and then we're gonna see from there. A small disclaimer, these are all eyeshadows that I bought myself, but a few of them are Makeup Geek discontinued ones. So if you want to check out the comparisons between the new Makeup Geek eyeshadows and the old ones, I have a full video on it because they were very kind to send me the rebranded square shadows. But somehow I often pull the old ones because I just have a lot of memories. I remember them a lot because I use them many years. So that's why I often just pull out from that. Starting with the more yellow tones, this is Makeup Geek Desert Sands, which is much more yellow in the pan than it is in person or on the eye. It's actually quite like a grungy, mustardy brown, sandy brown. I really like it. It's quite neutral when you have it on, and it looks really great. And I pair it with Untamed, also from Makeup Geek. It's one of their old foiled shadows. One of the most beautiful orangey golds that exists out there. I love, and the quality of these is amazing. Next up is the first of the Tammy Tanuka pressed pigments. This is Enchanted by His Treasures, and I want to pull it up because I actually always pull up the palette and look at it in the mirror to see what color shift it will give, because these are all a little bit shifty and glittery. I ordered from the website multiple times this year, last year already, and they have, I usually order the mini sizes. I don't order the full sizes because I think I don't need them, and as you can see, the pan is not completely full. Now I am swatching on dry hands, so I might actually need to put down a glitter glue for a few of these, but this is Enchanted by His Treasures, which is what I have on my lid today. It has quite a strong copper warm shift, and the glitters are mainly gold and copper, and it has a little bit of a darker base. I think it's very striking. Unfortunately, I don't think it's picking up on camera. properly, and it's very difficult also in photos to get these shadows to perform properly, but on my eyes it has all the textures. I love it. The matte that I paired to that one is Cabin Fever by Makeup Geek, which is also super pigmented, but a very, very, I don't know, dear to my heart type of shade. I use it a lot because it has this mix of a rosy terracotta, a rosy brown, and not just a straight up orangey brown. I really like it. It's what I'm wearing in my crease today. Really, really great eyeshadow right there. I am going to put down some glitter glue now for the next 4 shadows because they're all pigments, and this is Rugiada for Makeup by Neve Cosmetics. It's just a very, very liquidy mixing medium actually, but I use it often as a glitter glue. Then we have the chunkiest in this palette, which is this guy right here, which is Invulnerable Airwoman by Tammy Tanuka, and it is a, yeah, just very chunky eyeshadow that I didn't press the best, I think, because it does come up quite a bit. I would probably need to add a little bit more alcohol in there, but it's a glitter bomb. It contains both cool toned glitters and warm tones on quite a warm base, and it's not super light. Like, if you can see it in my inner corner, it also still gives a little bit of depth, and here you can see it swatched on the glitter glue, still partially wet, and you can see how it shines amazing. And from close up, indeed, the glitters are a little bit more like champagne-y light, which is kind of the shift that you see. The next up is, I don't know, probably my favorite special shade that I own, which is Corrosion by Clionadh Cosmetics. It's so magical. The shift is amazing. It's this warm base with this incredible lime green shift. I mean, yeah. And I even have to like keep myself from using it because it's really the one that I use the most. And I was very lucky that this was a gift from a friend of mine whom I helped get packages through, and it's beautiful. I know Clionadh is reopening their shop soon for the holidays, and hopefully then we're going to be able to make orders again. We'll see. Next up is also Tammy Tanuka pigment. It's called the Temptress. Now, horizontally, this one is actually pink, but when you look at it up, and that is also how it shows up on your eyes, it's green. It's a bit more than a duochrome, but it's not a multichrome in the sense that it doesn't have a dark base, and it's extremely beautiful as well. Now, you see the green, and I would love to show you the pink as well, but I don't really know how while it's on my hands. But it's a beautiful green pigment, and on the eyes it's also very, very special. Last shimmer for this palette is also from Tammy Tanuka. It's Mother to the Cubs, and this one is more of a like traditional shimmer. You can see that it's not as sparkly, but it's a very beautiful brown shimmer and bronze, I guess. I've been looking for shades like this for quite a while, and it's just so elegant and really beautiful for a smoky eye, and these shades really suit me as colorings. So this is the final, the 4 shimmers, special shades in this palette, and yeah, 2 more here. Really like it. Now let's see if I can swatch down here or here, but I have hairy arms because I refuse to shave. Next up is my transition shade for the palette, which is White Truffle by Nabla Cosmetics. It is quite a neutral brown, and I really like that because I always end up with more sandy or hazelnut type of colors, and this is really neutral. You can see that you can build it up to quite a intense shade, but the texture of these feather matte eyeshadows by Nabla is amazing, and I started this look with that in the crease as well, to just help with the blending and the smoothing out. Next up is this guy right here, which is Congo Basin from Colored Raine. This was in the Safari Raine palette, which I depotted. I think I may have done a video on it. So I will link it here if I did. Otherwise it was on Instagram. But it's a beautiful, quite, I don't know, unique, murky green. The quality of it is a little bit hit and miss. And you have to work with it a little bit, but the color is so unique that it made that I wanted to keep it. And I like that I depotted the palette, because then I can use these individually and in these BYOP palettes. Next up is Syncope by Lethal Cosmetics, and it's a very, very dark green, olive green, I guess. This is one of the new ones that I purchased this summer. I think it was part of last fall's collection. And it's because I like having a dark green when I use greens, or in general when I wear green I like to have a pop of green somewhere, and this is not a pop, but it's a dark green. So it's this one right here. This one also, it's very dark and a little bit patchy. They seem to be difficult to work with on one of my eyes, not the other as much. So I'm kind of blaming my eyes when it comes to these dark shades that don't apply. I have particular issues in like this corner right here. They just don't want to stick. And this one is a particularly bad offender for that. Overall, I like Lethal Cosmetics quality, and this color is beautiful, so I've been using it regardless. And the final shade in the palette is the darkest brown, and is Kindlewood, which is this guy right here. Again, you see them a little bit worse swatching because it's the outside of my arm which has hair, inevitably so. But this one right here is just a like cool toned brown that goes with everything in the palette, grounds it, makes it a little bit more neutral. And I find that all these colors together really give me fall vibes. And especially this late fall, like not September fall. It's more late fall, but you can still have like these beautiful pops up here that make it very special. And this is also what I'm wearing right now. So here is a little bit of inspiration for a quite neutral, quite wearable fall BYOP. I realized that I was doing all these like themed, what was it, Valentine's Day and the pastel. But what I really want to wear nowadays is something like this. And you see, if Natasha Denona would come out with something like this instead of, I don't know, bronze of all things, or glam, which is quite, I don't know, same to me, I prefer this. I don't think in this palette there's anything that repeats itself. There's not really colors that are together. It's quite condensed for me. Usually I do 20 plus shades, but I wanted on purpose to really put in a capsule palette that I could work for months with and not really get bored. I have my greens, I have my browns, I have my more yellow and warm tones. I have all the mattes that I need to make an interesting look. So here was the palette. I hope you guys enjoyed these type of videos. Even if it was a little bit shorter, you'll see more looks on my Instagram page. I'll actually pop them here, that I created with these. They're very special shades, some of the Tammy Tanuka ones, and I'm really happy I have them. The ones that didn't make it from this palette, these are problematic. These are just big, chunky flakes that go everywhere, and I'm not impressed. You can see it. And these are not glitters. These are really mica flakes. Not impressed, not so happy about that part of my order, which is actually more than half, but I'll find at some point a way to use them again, or put them in some looks, because I mean, they're beautiful to look at, but they're very difficult to work with. They go everywhere. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.